Hey, what is up, everyone? Today I'm going to talk about the H1B shakeup and how it's putting a moat around global talent. Now, right now, we don't have to look far to see it's no surprise. Over the past couple decades, many people from other countries around the world have been taking a lot of top jobs and it's been getting competitive. And even at the schools where my dad works, a lot of the students, they're actually from China or India. There's not a lot of students in this class that are born and bred Americans. And I think what we're seeing now is there's a large fee for bringing on an H1B, and that's to try to kind of incentivize people and companies to hire local talent in the United States versus talent abroad. Now, there are a lot of benefits, though, of tapping into the global labor market. I think some of those is you can get the highest skilled workers, skills that we don't have in the United States. There's a lot of skills we don't have, and they may have better. And it's just one of those things where it's like, if they have skills that we don't, we should pay for that, right? I mean, but I think the more important thing than paying for that is we should try to train our workers to have those skills. Why do we need to go across the pond every time to hire these skilled workers? Is our education system not good enough? Maybe we don't have enough people going to the right schools or taking the right classes to get these skilled positions. So essentially, tapping into the global labor pools has been very beneficial for us for a long time, but it also means a lot of America has been getting left behind if they don't have the right skill sets. How do we enhance those skill sets? How do we enhance our education system? That's what we need to figure out. So the cons of this also is like, hey, we need to be careful here, because what's going to end up happening is a lot of talent can potentially leave us. And some of these workers, albeit they take our jobs, some of them actually help enhance our economy. They create jobs, actually, and they create productivity, and they really enhance our society. So we don't want a brain drain. As we saw a few years ago in Russia, a lot of smart people ended up leaving the country when they did the whole draft situation. And we don't want a brain drain around the world. We want to bring in the best talent in the world here. I think for a company to hire an H1B, though, you can't just go first to H1B. I posted a job not too long ago. I had a large majority, more than 60-70% were H1B applicants. I think for a company to hire H1B, they actually need to strongly prove that they literally could not find anyone in the United States. It should be posted for several months, non-H1B, and then if no one comes up, then you can go H1B. That's how it should be. You should never, ever resort first to H1B. I think that's unfair for our society, and I'm sure they have the same thing over there. If I want to apply to a job in India, they should be going through all the Indian talent pools first. If they can't find anyone, then they should be able to pick me. I think right now youth unemployment is about approaching 10%, so I think it's between, like, if you're less than 25 years old or less than 22 years old. Point is, it's going up. It's going up much higher, and I'll say this. We need a ladder in place for our own workers. We cannot just, whenever we don't have the skills, we just go and find someone from the outside. The companies need to train and invest. The schools need to train and invest. The individuals need to train and invest in themselves. And to just go overseas when you don't have the right work, that's not right. That's like the easy thing to do. Because at the end of the day, we need to build up our own society to have the best talent. And I think it's better for a well-functioning society. Because guess what? If you don't build up that guy, who knows? He's going to be homeless under a bridge. He's going to be underemployed. He's going to be depressed. He may be doing drugs. Who knows? We need to do what we can to hire people here and build them up, not tear them down, reject them in a cold email, and then just hire the guy overseas. That's not right. From what I saw is it's a one-time fee. There's not an annual fee. There were some rumors that there would be an annual fee of about $100K a year. That's not true, and it doesn't apply if you're renewing. Only net news will have to pay this. So it's one of those things where I think if it makes sense for a high-paying role, like if they're 400K a year role, you pay another 100K on top of that to the government, 500K total. I think that's fair. But now it's not going to pencil out as well if you're hiring a 100K a year role and then you're paying 100K a year to the government. So I think the cutoff, from my view, will probably be 300 to 400K. You should consider doing H1B. So these are just very highly skilled positions, like data architect or distinguished data architect, data engineers at like big Fortune 500 companies. Maybe those ones you can take overseas, but like entry-level data analyst, no. Data manager, no. Like a lot of these roles you should be hiring here in the United States. Look, I understand we need a free market, and the government's hand should not intervene in things. But I also think it's important to protect American jobs. I don't know if this is the best route or the right route, but I do think it is a route. And if it's going to happen and it's getting a lot of support, then what's the best way to do it? I think, honestly, we do need to protect American jobs, but more than just protect. It's like trying to protect the horse and buggy industry when the automobile is coming around. We shouldn't just try to protect the American workers. We need to skill them up. We need to retool them. We need to educate them. We can't just try to like say, no, you can't come here, and then they build a better San Francisco over in India. You know what I mean? I think the right thing is we got to keep investing in our own people. And Trump pushed this alongside Lutnick and stuff, but Musk, who's a Republican, Thiel, he's a Republican. I don't think they're in favor of this. A lot like Musk, he hires a lot of H1Bs. Same with Thiel. And I get it, but it's like, is this the best for society as a whole? And I think you can make the case on high-paying positions that you can't find here in the U.S. Very, very high skilled positions. But like if it's a middle-of-the-road position, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. I think the stance also is going to soften. I think we already saw it soften. People at first were like, oh, it's a yearly fee and the airports are crowded. Now it's like, no, it's a one-time, only for net new. So it's already softening. And I think we need to create an environment where people are encouraged to come to the United States and build companies and hire American workers, not the other way around. I think the most important thing is that the free markets are restored. We don't have all this government intervention in the economy. It creates distortions. It creates false bubbles. It creates issues that end up impacting others downstream. We need to get rid of a lot of these corporate NGO interests, interests from other countries as well. It's not good. It's really, really, really bad. And there's a lot of corrupt corporates, and we're kind of in a corporatocracy. We're not really in a free market capitalist society. And so the problem with that is options are limited. Everything's controlled by a few large global institutions, and it makes things hard to progress because the moats are so wide. That's not to complain. That's just to call out what it is, and how can we return to true free market capitalism, a true and free open market. I think something to think about is, in an extreme stance, like companies are just going to move to Vietnam or Thailand or Laos or India, and they're going to hire the talent over there. If the talent's over in India, they're going to move. They're going to have like a small office over there. Same thing with Thailand or wherever. Like, you can't think, oh, like the U.S. is the only place these places can be. We're living in a global society now. You can't put the toothpaste back in the bottle. This happened in the 80s and the 90s. We did all our, globalization and stuff. And, it's kind of like, right now I'm looking at it and just speaking transparently, I know a lot of contractors that they're getting a lot of nice money and they're working overseas right now, and it's called labor arbitrage. Would you rather hire someone here, Paul, for $150,000 a year, or hire someone in India or the Philippines for $12,000 a year? You tell me. It's just one of those things where it needs to pencil out, and sometimes it doesn't. So I just think that we're in a situation now where people need to put themselves in a country that they really want to be in and work towards gaining the citizenship, either by investment, either by marriage, or either by, just becoming a resident and then working way towards citizenship over time. I think the best talent in the world is going to go where they want to go. And like for me, I want to go to Switzerland. I love Switzerland. But do they want me there? No. Like, it's really, really difficult to become a citizen of Switzerland. So just keep this in mind. Like, the extent that companies will dive into the loopholes, it's wide. Like, the U.S. doesn't have jurisdiction in Laos, Cambodia, and all these countries, and they're going to do the loopholes they want to do. Google, they're not going to stop, be like, oh, you can't hire labor. Here, they're just going to open up an office in Hyderabad, or Mumbai, and they'll open up the office, they'll keep the talent over there, and what, we can't tax that labor differently? No, it's in Indian law. So I just think the government needs to be careful, because whenever they create something like this, the corporates and the capital allocators, they know how to move around this. So just something to keep in mind. Overall, I think the H1B shakeup, it's kind of refreshing, but I just hope that I just wish it was more well thought out and planned, like, hey, effective 2027, this is what it's going to be, and it makes sense. But here it's like, nope, starting Monday. Like, yeah, so much for shaking things up. Overall, it could open up more jobs for U.S. tech workers. Hopefully they're qualified to do it, and we'll see where it takes shape. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Feel free to share, like, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.